And most importantly, Brian Phelps, are you ready to rock?
I am always ready to rock. Not roll so much, but rock. I like rock. The roll, it scabs my knees.
Be good humans, be good humans, be good humans, or we will think you suck. Be good humans, be good humans, be good humans, or we will think you suck.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Be Good Humans podcast. That is Trey Callaway. I am Brian Phelps, and this is kind of a special show.
Oh, it's so special.
It's the very first time we're going to attempt this, an experiment, if you will, live call-ins. It's the live call-in show.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to attempt to do it. We are going to push the technological envelope, which is no small feat when it comes to Luddites like you and me.
Oh, I got to tell you, I'm so excited
so
about actually taking live phone calls, which I did for 25 years.
I'm just excited. I should start by saying I like to just call you. Do you know why I like to call you?
I really hesitate to ask why, but I know you want to say whatever you're going to say, so I can't stop you.
I'm going to tell you, I like to call you, at least of late, and I know that you're pretty fresh with this, the way you shake things up and change them, but at least of late, when I call you, and if I miss you and I get your voicemail, you're doing this bit about, hi, caller, I want you to meet my voicemail. Right. Voicemail, it's the caller. I've been wanting to get you two together, but you're doing the call-in thing, right? And so it's always been, it's partially what inspired this episode. Well, is like, oh, that's Brian doing that thing. I try to change him
up every couple of months. My very favorite one, do you remember the song, Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride?
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna slow me down.
Yeah.
Well, the answer machine picks up, and you hear me, and I had pans and plates and silverware
sure you did.
On the counter, ready for it. So I go, ain't nothing gonna break my stride, ain't nothing gonna slow me, and I pushed everything off. Leave a message. So I know
that's good.
It's passé to do funny,
no,
dorky.
It's not where I come from.
Yeah.
Not also because that used to be one of my all-time favorite parts of listening to you on the radio for all those years here in LA was those random call-in bits that could always go, I mean, they were just consistently funny, but they could always go so right, or they could just go so wildly wrong. So I want to know what that was. I know what it was like as an audience member, but I want to know what it was like from behind the mic to deal with that on a daily basis.
Well, first, know this. It was one of my favorite parts of doing this show for 25 years. I miss a lot of things about doing KLOS shows, morning show, but that's one of the things I miss the most. And I'll be very, very honest here. First of all, I miss it because it gave me the chance the challenge, a fun challenge, to improvise and have fun with the listeners. And for 99% of them that would call in, or the active listeners, as they're known in the business, they totally enjoyed our show. Yeah. So it was just, they're ready to play. And they know how we play.
And even if there's a bit involved, like, it's still very improvisational because you don't know what you're going to get.
That's what I love about it. It was improvisation. But also, again, this is the transparent part. It's also because sometimes we used it as a sort of safety bumper. Because, you talk 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. Sometimes you simply run out of words. And that's when we say those 5 very special words. So I used it for that, but it was my joy of the morning. I couldn't take enough calls.
Yeah. Are there any that come to mind as sort of the go-to memories of like, oh, I'll never forget this call?
Yeah. Trey, it's like panning for comedy gold. Okay. Sometimes it's a bust.
Yeah, sure.
But other times you always know in the back of your head, and it happens more times than not. There's always a chance you'll find a nugget.
Yeah, right.
However, there's also it's live, it's a risk, and that's the energy. That's what I loved so much about it. There's also the times when it goes horribly wrong.
Instead of a nugget, you get a turn.
Yes. So here's an example.
Okay.
We're in the Christmas season. We're on the air. And of course, we have a Christmas show every year, and a pretty hot ticket in town.
Of course.
So people would call in and do whatever they wanted to do to try to win tickets to the Christmas show. One time, we took a phone call, and it's this incredibly sexy woman.
Oh.
I mean, sultry.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to try to imitate her because
Please don't.
Yeah, okay, good. But she said, "I want to sing you a Christmas carol." And it was that really sexy Christmas carol, Santa Baby.
Oh yeah,
Santa
the Eartha Kitt.
Baby.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and she sang it. It was luscious.
Oh, she brought it.
She brought it.
Oh, okay.
Not only could she sing, but she did it. She was just very, very sexy.
Right.
And
Which is not easy to do at that hour of the morning. Right. Okay, very good.
And unlike her talking voice, when she was saying what she wanted to do before she started singing, it just became this low, kind of breathy, very, very sexy performance.
All right, I'm leaning in.
Well, so was I. So was I. She finishes the song, and we're like, oh my God, doing all this. And then I said, could I take you to dinner? Something like that.
Okay.
And she goes, I'm only 14.
Oh.
On the air. I hit on a 14-year-old. I'm only 14. Oh, I mean, can I take you and your parents to dinner? Because obviously they're great people. They raised you so well. All right, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for calling.
You might have just literally brought our podcast to an end just by retelling that story.
I think I gave them like 40 Christmas show tickets. I felt so bad. Oh.
Yeah, her and her entire junior high class,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah,
okay, so, you can't see that coming. And then also you guys had to deal with, like, there was delay. There were FCC rules. There's all kinds of there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders when you just pick up the phone.
I can't tell you the story, but I was the reason why they incorporated the delay system.
Yeah. Okay. And it was like 7 seconds or something like that?
7 seconds, yes.
Right. So if you had somebody call in and just start saying things awful, like...
if they did, and we would usually love... I would love... keeping them on, and airing the call, unless it's like profanity or something.
Yeah,
like
of
that.
course,
But if it's a negative call, and sure, they come on any program. You're going to have lovers and haters, and if they were a hater, I just kind of let them go. I wanted to hear what they had to say, and I don't want to say lash back, but to respond.
Yes, give back as you get
in a fun way.
Yes, of course.
So I love, I adore, I miss taking phone calls from listeners.
Yeah, I never really got to do, I had a very short stint as a graveyard jock at 74 KRMG Tulsa.
Yeah.
And so I was on in the middle of the night. So there was not call-in segments per se, but what I did get was people calling me in the middle of the night. And in particular, I had one woman, I would describe her probably better as a very lonely woman, who would routinely and repeatedly call me almost every night while I was on the air. Her name was Melanie.
Okay.
God bless her. And Melanie...
What did she want to talk about?
Well, see, here was the thing. The rule at KRMG, this was an ironclad rule because the station was top 40, but they also played news, and they were a respected go-to source for news. So the rule for all the jocks was, if the phone rang, you answered it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I was forced to answer every time, and Melanie would call throughout the night in a sick and twisted version of what I called in my mind, play Melanie for me. Basically, she would call and be progressively drunk and then begin to describe in detail her various stages of undress. And I would have to be like, okay, thanks for calling, Melanie. and then go back to spinning at Duran Duran song.
Kind of, even though she got it sloppy by the end of the night, sloppy drunk, but didn't you ever?
There was no titillation whatsoever.
Did you ever see a picture of her?
No,
or meet her?
thank God, no.
All right.
In fact, I would look both ways every morning when I'd walk out of the studio just to make sure.
I'm going to tell you something.
Oh, yes.
We've known each other for well over 5 years.
Yes.
And we're very, very close.
Yes.
That was me.
That was you?
I used to call in and raise my voice a little bit.
Wow. I thought you had something in common with Melanie.
Stages of undress.
Yeah, okay. Well, so here's the thing. We know, good humans, that we have been encouraging all of you guys for a while now to go to our website, begoodhumanspodcast.com, and we have repeatedly asked you to tell us about the good humans in your lives. And in fact, God bless you, you have been doing just that. So Brian and I decided it's finally time. We want to use some of your amazing suggestions about the good humans in your lives and those stories to try our own kind of call-in show. So obviously, right? Obviously, it's not live. It's not live because, duh, that's not how podcasts work. But at the same time, we also haven't spoken to any of these people before. So when we come back, we are going to hear directly from a couple of amazing listeners about the good humans in their lives, and God only knows what could happen.
Don't go away. It's our very first call-in show.
We'll be right back.
Ha-ha!
Be good humans, be good humans, be good humans, or we will think you suck.
Thanks for coming back, everybody. As we said, this is our very first call-in show, and
Yes.
we're both very excited about it.
Yes, and I think there's no better way for us to kick off our very first call-in show than by you finally using those 5 words I know you've been itching to say.
The 5 little words that I haven't said in years. And again, one of my very favorite parts of doing that show for all that time.
Yeah.
So, are you ready?
Yes, wait.
All right. Well, let's go to the phones.
Yes, let's go to the phones.
Who's on the line?
I'll tell you who's on the line,
Ah.
Brian. I'm going to introduce you to our friend and good human, Julie Roosh.
I'm here.
Hi, Julie.
Fantastic. Welcome to Be Good Humans.
You want to go to dinner?
Yes.
No, that backfired last time.
No, stop that. Julie, where are you calling us from?
I'm actually calling from the San Fernando Valley, West Hills.
Oh, fantastic. My home as well. And I understand, if I'm not mistaken, that you are a longtime fan of, as I am, and as so many people are, of Brian Phelps. Is that true?
Oh, beyond a doubt. I've
goodness.
been married, divorced, separated, remarried, had kids, got a degree, all in the time of listening to Mark and Brian.
We were responsible for many of those things, I'm sure.
All of it. All of it.
That's very nice of you. Thank you.
Yes,
Very kind.
Indeed. Thank you. And thank you for hopefully being a new fan of our show.
And you got on our website like we asked people to do, and you sent us the sweetest email, very very kind, very beautifully written, about a dear friend of yours.
That's right. This is a gentleman named John Loiza. Did I get that pronounced correctly?
Yep, you got it.
Okay, great. So, Julie, what before we throw it over to John, who is the good human, what can you tell us about John? What is it? I'd rather hear it in your words, although I can certainly speak to your original email. What is it about John that made you want to reach out to us?
Well, not to have the conversation about the 14-year-old, but John never says no. So
Yeah.
if you need something moved, he's remodeled people's houses. He flies home to take care of his family when his mom has surgery. He just never says no, ever. If you need him, he's there.
And not only for you, he's the go-to guy, but for everybody.
No, for everyone.
If I remember correctly, you and John met on the job at a software company and kind of been friends ever since. Is that right?
Yeah. It's been, gosh, what has it been, John? Like 17 years?
Yeah, 17.
So tell us about one particular time, Julie, which I know moved Brian and I both. When you were working at that software company, you kind of got some bad news, right? Tell us what happened and how John responded.
We worked for, we got bought out, and the guy they put in charge was kind of a psycho. And so he basically laid off 2/3 of the IT department, and I had never lost my job before. And so I was pretty upset.
Sure.
My husband was out of town.
Sure.
And John called, and he literally sat on the phone with me for like 2 or 3 hours, just knowing what that felt like and that I needed that support.
That's everything in those moments, right? I mean, because like you, it's man, when you get, I mean, I kind of feel like everybody should get fired at some point. It's kind of one of those transitional life experiences, but it's not easy.
And was that the first time that you realized, okay, this guy's more than just a nice guy?
No, probably not. I mean, throughout the years, I've just known he's got an interesting family dynamic, which I'll let him expand on.
Okay.
But basically, he would do things like stay in the house of his ex's ex so that he could make sure that when the ex's ex was out of town, that the son didn't burn the house down.
Right.
So he would go out of his home and into somebody else's home just to stay there and keep things afloat. I mean, that's just one small sample.
One of many. John, can we ask you?
Yeah, let's bring John Loiza into this conversation.
Did she let you know when she emailed us? Did she tell you that what she was doing and that she's basically, electing you the good human in her life?
I mean, she shared that with me, and I'm like, but like, I'm not a good human. I mean, I'm thinking of good humans like on the level of like Mother Teresa or something, or folks that are out there, every day, helping the cause and all. But I'm like, wow, I was just surprised and really flattered.
Well,
I mean, she's very kind.
From your standpoint, and I just want, because I want to stick on that for a second. From your position, John, is it a on purpose thing? Like, I want to be this guy, or you just are that guy?
I think, I evolved into that guy, maybe just because of upbringing and what I've seen and experienced in life, and seeing others go through hard times. It's like, you don't have to go through it alone. I mean, there's people out there that will reach out. I mean, I was one of those kids that watched Mr. Rogers. And I don't recall the exact phrasing that he'd use, but he was like, if you need help, just reach out. I mean, there are people out there that'll help you.
That's right.
And I thought that was so great. I've had that happen to me, and I'm like, wow, out of nowhere, folks are helping me out. I'm like, I want to be able to help folks whenever that they're in need.
Absolutely. I mean, well, look, first of all, Mr. Rogers is literally on our banner. He's one of our good humans that we routinely point to. But the truth is, one of the most common denominators that we find about most good humans is they never see themselves as good humans, right? They're just too busy thinking about other people. And I will tell you, like, again, we got this original email from Julie. I should just read part of it. She says, John is the go-to person for everything. Like she mentioned, he's helped remodel their homes. He's moved furniture. He'll be a date when your spouse is out of town, which is amazing. Moral support to everybody when they need it. He flies home to Chicago, does things around the house for his parents. He's truly amazing. I feel blessed to know him. How does it feel to hear somebody say such nice things about you? Are they all lies?
No, they're not lies, but I'm just kind of shocked about it. I think she's very sweet, very, very kind to mention those things. I just think of those things of like, well, they just need to get done, Yeah. So that's my point of view.
Well, Julie, would you say that, because we all have, or hopefully, good humans in our lives, would you say that he inspired you, sometimes inspires you to be a better giver, be there for people, just by being close to him?
I would say, I try to practice being a good human. That's why I was so intrigued by your podcast, because I'm moved by good things that people do. And I would say it's been more maybe opening an eye on, when you see somebody do something good and you think, next time I come into that situation, I'm going to make sure I do that. So now I'm more aware of when people get laid off that they probably need a friend.
Sure. Sure.
So those kinds of things. Now, remodeling a house, that's probably above and beyond for me.
God, no kidding.
I'm not even going to help you with that, Brian.
So I'm not, I wouldn't want you to.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't.
I've seen you try to swing a hammer.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's been a pleasure to talk with you both. The reason why you sent in the email, just because you care about this guy so much and you recognize something so good in him, was just lovely.
That's right. Everybody should get their flowers when they can enjoy them. So we thank you for doing that. And
I just want to, because you were the first caller on the line, we are going to give you Sticks tickets.
Oh, we're back to the Sticks tickets, are we?
We're going to give you a Stick ticket, and
we're not going to give you Sticks tickets.
Gift.
We are going to make sure we're going to give you both Be Good Humans hats. How about that?
There you go.
That we can do.
That can do.
So don't say we never gave you anything, but thank you for the gift that you have given us by Julie reaching out and telling us about John. John, thank you for being such a good human.
Call anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Can I actually bring up one
Of
thing
course.
that I thought about? It's actually not related to John, but it is related to being a good human.
Of course.
I had a hairstylist that would buy jackets and things from what do you call those, thrift stores, and he would keep them in his trunk. And when he saw a homeless person, he would go into his trunk and he would give them whatever they needed.
Wow, what a great idea.
I think it's the coolest thing. And so I wanted to share, because hopefully the people that are listening to the podcast will maybe go, what a great idea.
I just did. It was a great idea.
Yeah, that's great. That's exactly what we're always looking for.
Trey likes to give away his clothes, but unfortunately it's just always a black T-shirt.
It's a black T-shirt, and it's the size of, a king-size bed. So no, who's going to wear it? All right. Thanks very much, John and Julie. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
That was fun.
I know. That was awesome. Huh?
Let's go to the phones. I love doing that.
You know what I think we should do?
What's that?
I think we have time to do it one more time.
Be my guest.
You want to do it?
You can say it.
Once again, let's go to the phones.
Well, I heard a little radio voice in there.
Yeah, I know.
Once again.
Let's go to the phones. Joining us now is none other than Linda Loofborough. Are you there, Linda?
I'm here.
Wait a minute.
Hello, Linda.
Linda, wait. Grant's mom?
No, one and the same.
Linda,
yes.
Linda, how did you get this number?
Exactly.
I mean, you're constantly calling us. We've had the number changed 3 times.
Okay, good humans.
I broke into his cell phone.
Exactly. That's good. Well, full disclosure for anyone watching or listening, Linda is not just any Be Good Humans fan. She also happens to be the mother of one of our fellow Be Good Humans executive producers, Grant Anderson, who, Grant, you should be on the screen by now. You guys have probably seen and heard him before in previous episodes. So, Linda, even though you did not by any means reach out to talk to us about your son, which is probably with good reason, since he is to us anyway one of the goodest humans we know.
There's no way that you're going to get out of this show without talking a little bit about your son. What was it like raising the guy?
What was he like as a kid? Give us some insight.
He and his brother are a year apart. So being a single mom for most of their childhood, it was challenging. They were both very athletic, very creative, very mischievous, very... there are stories that I just have found out in the last few years over Thanksgiving dinner of things that what would have happened.
Yeah, well, every kid knows there's a statute of limitations. You have to wait a little while before you let that stuff out. But I'd like to think that Grant was the most challenging and the most mischievous of the two.
He was the ringleader. He really was.
The instigator.
I think he still is, really.
Clearly, things have not changed a bit there, but we still feel blessed to have him in our lives. So we should thank you directly for bringing such a good human into the world.
It's been my joy to be his mom.
Okay, good.
You know, I once asked, I was very close to my parents and a great sense of humor, and I once told Dad, I said, Dad, and Mom was sitting there, I said, thank you both for having me. And my mom got a little teary-eyed, and of course, my father, he totally spoiled the moment. He goes, hell, I was just having fun.
Well, I think Mom got lucky because it could have gone either way. I could have gone superhuman or supervillain.
Yeah, right.
I'm still not sure which lane I'm going to choose. But there you go.
In our eyes, you're always the superhero.
Okay. Grant, we've had enough of you. We get to see you every day. Get out of here. You're not the reason we're here. But thank you.
You don't need any more of my mug.
All right, very good. Then we're going to come back to you, Linda, and the reason that you really reached out to us. And that's because you wanted to let us know about your friend Jess Carr. Is that right?
That's right.
What can you tell us about her?
Well, I think we met about 20 years ago, Jess. Was that about it? And I moved into a historic neighborhood in Orange County, and Jess was already living there. We both got involved in the annual fundraising event that raised money for local charities and high school scholarships. Okay. And I was impressed with Jess and her dedication, her bigger than life persona, and her the joy that she presented in the things that she was doing, whether it was reaching out to lending a hand to a neighbor or a friend, or rescuing dogs, which is one of the reasons I nominated her. She's got a relentless dedication to being committed to things.
And we want to talk to her about that. First of all, welcome, Jess. Thank you for going on the air with us. We appreciate it.
Indeed. And Jess, Linda tells us that among these many other great things about you, that you're one of the most caring, these are her words, one of the most caring, one of the most supportive people she knows. But she also spoke to us specifically about your incredible efforts fostering dogs. And so if I have this right, you foster for the Southern California Golden Retriever Rescue. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
All right. What can you tell us about the Southern California Golden Retriever Rescue?
Been around for quite a while, at least. In my memory, at least 10 years, if not a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
And primarily rescue golden retrievers, but golden mixes, sometimes Labradors, kind of all kinds of dogs, but generally big dogs. We don't normally get little dogs.
But young, even puppies that are going to be big dogs?
You'd be shocked at how many puppies we get.
Really?
Wow.
We get puppies, we get senior dogs that people are just tired of and turn them in.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question that I frankly already know the answer to because I had a golden retriever for 12 years, my beloved Zingo. But why golden retrievers from your point of view?
I don't even know. I've always been a dog person, and we always had dogs when I was a kid. And I guess when I grew up, I was like, I'm having a golden retriever. And I just fell in love with the breed because they're just so goofy and lovable.
And smart. Very, very smart.
Sometimes smart. Sometimes you go,
I get that a lot myself.
But always lovable. And Southern California Golden Retriever Rescue, I guess, is like the third largest Golden Retriever Rescue in the country. They find homes for like 300 dogs every year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. The number's pretty high.
Tell us more about that, how that process works. They get placed in foster homes, right?
Right. The idea is we don't want them kenneled. We don't want them any more stressed out than they already are, coming from the street or coming from a home. So the idea is to get them into a foster home so that we start assessing their behaviors and get them used to a home environment, and start working on any behavior issues that need extra work, or just letting them decompress and find out who they are.
Right.
And so sometimes we hang on to them. I had one dog for 6 months because she was just so shut down.
Yeah.
Right.
Other dogs we've had for a week, and I'm like, whoa, you get whiplash. They go out so fast.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know how you don't fall in love with every single one of them.
It's true. You probably knew this, but maybe Jess, you did too. But every year we would have the Pet Adoption Day. It was an annual event, and this wonderful facility down in Long Beach, SPCA, and that. And I had just lost my dog, who I got from them years before.
Oh wow!
It was a little puppy. By the way, Tom Selleck was the first person to kiss my puppy.
Oh wow! No one will ever take that away from you.
He was going to be a guest on the show. They just delivered the dog. I'm holding it. They just put it in my hands. Tom Selleck runs down the hallway. Oh my God, so cute! Kisses the dog. Kisses my puppy. Ruined her forever.
I'm fairly certain the words "Tom Selleck was the first person to kiss my puppy" have never been said in the history of the human language.
I don't think I've ever said it. But my point is, and this is how beautiful this was. Years later, she passes one of the hardest days, as everyone who has a dog knows, or a pet. And our Pet Adoption Day that year was just 2 weeks later. So I was not planning. I wasn't ready to get another dog at all. Believe me. But you walk through the pavilion and you see all these, and it's hundreds of people adopting dogs, and not just here's the dog. They check you out.
Yeah.
They check you out. Make sure if you have a cat, let's say, you have to bring the cat to see if they will get along.
Yeah, they're assessing your temperament just as much as the dog.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
But I was walking through, and there was this elder dog, hair missing, one tooth broken, just slumped down, old, just one of the butt ugliest dogs I'd ever seen. And of course, it's going to be the last one here. No one's going to. So I said, you know what? I'm adopting that dog. We had to go out and do a break. And then when I came back in, there was a sign on his kennel saying, "Sorry, I've been adopted."
Oh!
It warmed my heart.
Is this when you tell us it was Tom Selleck?
Yeah. It warmed my heart to know that there's such caring people out there that really, really wanted to take care of it as much as I did.
And people who are exactly like Jess. Yep. Not that there's anyone, frankly, like you, Jess, but thank you for doing that kind of stuff. And do we have this right? Because I'm trying to wrap my head around, like I said, I don't know how you don't fall in love with all these dogs and all of the time and the effort and the energy and the heart you must put into it. Do we have this right? Is it true your father was an astronaut and the commander of Skylab 4? This is Gerald Carr?
That is correct.
Wow.
That's Daddy. Yep.
Wow. So obviously,
how old were you when he was an astronaut?
So he was chosen in 1966, so I was 2, and I believe I was 9.
Okay.
Was I 9? No, I was probably 9 when he flipped.
So it must have been pretty dang cool, Jess.
Yeah.
When it's what does your daddy do day at school? Oh, he's an astronaut.
Yeah.
He's a commander astronaut. Yeah. Commander astronaut. He's in the Space Lab 4.
It was interesting. It was definitely a cool childhood because we knew everybody, right? All the astronaut kids. We all ran around like hellions in the neighborhood, just going crazy. And it just seemed normal. And now I look back and I go, that was not normal.
Well, no, but also I can also imagine, especially for a kid, like, I mean, those are some pretty big shoes to fill, right? So I guess maybe that helped you realize, like, you got to work extra hard here on Earth to prove yourself as a good human, and you have clearly done that. So, Jess, will you tell us if people want to help you support your rescue work with Goldens, or maybe just adopt a Golden themselves? Is there a website that they can go to for more information?
Yeah, you can go to scgrr.org, I believe is our. Okay. I never go there. It's like
actually, well, what we have, you tell me if this is wrong. scgrrescue.org.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay,
you're correct.
So scgrrescue.org, and of course, we're going to post a link to that on our Be Good Humans podcast website as well. Linda.
Yes.
Well, first of all, Grant, do you know Grant told me her nickname in high school?
No,
I didn't know that. I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear this. Well, let's let her say.
Yeah, I mean, should we drop it, or should we because she's been such a good human?
Oh, well, at my age, who cares?
Yeah.
It was,
okay, so Goofy Luffy. Yeah, Goofy Luffy. Well, listen, you are anything but goofy as far as
Goofy Luffy was your nickname?
Yeah.
I love it. That kind of just sums you. I know what kind of a kid you were now.
Yeah, exactly.
Just always fun.
You know where Grant gets it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Man, Linda, first of all, thank you for contacting us through your son.
Yep.
And thank Grant for making this happen. Mm-hmm. And, man, Jess, you are so wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We will make sure that you both get Be Good Humans hats.
And Styx tickets.
I
just wanted to use that once.
But thank you both so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Bye, Linda. Bye, Jess. Oh,
Bye.
Be good humans. Be good humans. Be good humans, or we will think you suck.
All right, welcome back in, and I have one thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
I am making the proclamation official.
Yes.
We are going to do more of these.
Oh, my God, yes, please.
Many, many, many more.
Yes.
I love doing this, just the spontaneity.
Same. All we need is your participation in that process, so please go to our website, BeGoodHumansPodcast.com. Tell us about these good humans in your lives. We want them to be in our lives. Tell us all of your pointers for being good humans. Tell us everything, but connect with us so we can connect with you here in another call-in show. Follow us on all the socials. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe on YouTube. I think YouTube.
All right.
Like and subscribe on YouTube. I think in classic radio terms, Brian,
yes,
there's really only one way to finish with a caller in a call-in show. And that, in my radio experience, is with my 4 favorite words. What's your favorite podcast?
Be Good Humans.
We'll see you next time.
I'm only 14.
Be good humans. Be good humans. Be good humans, or we will think you suck.
Be Good Humans is executive produced by Brian Phelps, Trey Callaway, and Grant Anderson, with associate producers Sean Fitzgerald and Clementine Callaway in partnership with Straw Hut Media. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and remember, be good humans.